Hello, Ann Arbor, and welcome to our brand new Varsity Sports Show. We are so thankful you chose to tune in. Enough respect. I'm your host, Kevin Bryant. We're a volunteer crew of local varsity sports geeks with one goal: shine a bright spotlight, or camera phone, on our local varsity sports teams and players. On this week's show, you'll meet a multi-sport River Rat student athlete, plus our latest fifth quarter top 10 plays. But let's get to these scores. We begin on the pitch over at Greenhills. The Griffins, in their home dark jerseys, came out hyped and ready to stymie the Cranbrook with they had some early scoring opportunities here, but this active defense from the Griffins stymied them. Now later in the match, the Spring Skies opened up, which made accurate kicking a big challenge. Here, number 23 found that out the hard way as she weaves her way down the field. Yeah, I'd be saying the same thing. The second half soaked the Griffins with additional frustrations as Cranbrook's defense tightened up. The Cranes found the back of the netting on this superb strike from number 2. Cranbrook outlasted the Griffins 2-1. The weather didn't let up. A drop for the Irish as the Maples stopped by for a friendly. Adrian, while in their home whites, gained an early advantage with this corner as Irish keeper Alyssa Townsend tried to deal with the slippery conditions. Oof. The Maples earned many corners, but Townsend settled down and handled this effort a lot better. Coming out and just cutting off that distance, really. Great job. Now with that free kick, we see forward Annie Ballanday showed superior patience and placement with this lead, but the Maples' effort was relentless. Adrian wasn't totally clean on this afternoon as this penalty on this corner coming up would lead to an Irish penalty kick. See, there was somebody in the crease there, I believe. Senior Gina Sampson was on that corner. Now she'll get the, looks like, penalty kick. Now who doesn't miss a gift like this with a cage wide open? Adrian, though, they would hang on for a 2-1 win. Now over at Riverbank Stadium, the play was a bit rough in this SEC Red Conference match between the Huron and the Bedford Kicking Mules. The River Rats displayed plenty of grit and effort despite the conditions and continued to push up into the Monroe zone. While most parents sought cover even under the bleachers, see them there just hanging out. And the goalkeeper was by herself too. Huron would finally find the goal off this corner putback. The Rats bested the Reds 3-1 in this match. You can see this kick coming up from this corner. Maybe you can see it. The conditions were just horrible out there. Well, windy conditions met us when we stopped by the Brick for the Pioneers' home opener quad meet. Northville girls had their chat game in mid-season form. Legendary head coach Tom Pullen made his way around to all of the courts. His advice was basic for his player Ella here. Just keep it in play. Smart advice. I guess that's why they call him a legend. And named a quarter after him. Well, the wind did not let up, neither did the Pioneers. Coach Pullen said it best, though. In these type of conditions, there's one reason why. Yeah, girls are tough. Look at this ace. The view was much clearer at Huron as they hosted Dexter. You can see Julia and Anna in the far court. They worked well together in their match. Maha Gandala showed a fierce backhand here. Catherine and Janaki put together a fine outing in their match. They're in the near court here. They covered the court well and displayed great communications. Check out this bomb off the racket of Catherine. Man, what a return. Might see this one coming up, this serve in our top 10 plays. Bam. Oh, enough of this crazy Michigan weather. To the Ratatorium we go, where number 7 ranked River Rats hosted number 5 Chelsea. The Bulldogs were in a feisty mood, as you can see. What type of mood junior Keegan Monahan was feeling. On the doorstep with this goal. And then, I think the post went on that one. But that's when she went into her bag and found what a backflip would look like. Check out this goal. This is amazing. I want to see that one more time. Can we slow that down just one more time? Re-ref that, guys. Down and out and flicks it away. And that had to be almost a 10-meter shot, right? Wow. I'm sure we'll see that one later. This match got away from Huron quickly. They're hoping to, of course, best their team in the SEC Red. It just wasn't the River Rat type of swim, though. Monahan here with the easy assist to Tula Gorby. And junior captain Nita Montgomery put Huron on the board from deep. After we see this assist real quick. Watch this one outside. Gorby, she finds the back of the net, but it wasn't enough. As Chelsea will go on to victory as 13-5. Ouch. Okay, don't go anywhere, folks. We're just getting going. We'll be right back with tons more highlights as well as a sit-down interview with our Huron dual sport athlete.
Two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
he might hit a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did.
To the diamond now, the River Rats hosted one of the top SEC Red teams, the Bedford Kicking Mules. Number 9 on the mound for the Rats, and he was dealing. Check out this bender. That's one strike. Yeah, you sit down. Even though the Rats were trailing by a few runs, they fought hard. Check out this other bender here. This is nasty. You go home. Now, even though the Rats were trailing in the runs, they fought hard. At the plate, the Rats had to manufacture a couple runs. This one, I think they kind of scored this one an error. Would lead to a run, though. Later in that same set, though, Huron had a huge opportunity nabbed by this outstanding play from the second baseman from Bedford. Again, this might be one of those plays we'll catch on our top plays later on. The Rats couldn't put away the kicking mules as they dropped this one 9-2. This one was a deep one, right off of the River Rat. We don't want to see that. Beautiful weather finally greeted us at Skyline as they hosted Detroit Cast Technicians. The Eagles are off to a tough start with little to none of an off-season program due to the late hiring of their new head coach. Edison Hannes here on the rubber for the Eagles pitched to contact early. Here's center fielder Donovan Hill with this easy play. The leadoff hitter Andrew Walworth legged out this infield single, then blazed his way to second base on this poor throw. Cast Tech was finding heat at the plate all night. This seeing eye single started an early rally, then this deep shot plated the game's first run for Cast Tech. Now, even when things looked dire for Cast Tech, they were quick to fix any potential errors. Check out this play. Seems routine, right? He's saved. He's saved. What about the guy at second? Not so much. Everybody's saved. The technicians didn't cool off either. Here, number 4 hitter acted his part well. He goes deep and real deep. Stayed in the park though. Cast Tech would go on to win this one. Well, now it's time for some lacrosse. Yeah, one more play. I'll throw out. Why not? And that type of year for the Eagles. Okay, now it's time for some lacrosse. First up, Father Gabriel Richard traveled down Earhart to face off against Greenhills. The Griffins in their home whites found it tough sledding against the Irish. This hit would lead to a major penalty for Richard. Number 5 felt this burst shot past Mike Lucas, and it was a thumbs up from him, I'm sure. There's that thumb. He wasn't finished scoring either. The Irish with this quick opportunity. Some good mojo couldn't hurt the Irish netminder, who looked a bit bored. James Atkins had a lot of energy for Greenhills, here taking out a player from Gabriel Richard. Midfielder, though, John Sardak wound up and let this zinger fly home and finally found the net for the Griffins. The Irish took home this short drive and the dub.
Because of the height of these keepers.
Now to the original rivalry. Huron visited Hallway Field to face the Pioneers. And when these two teams meet up, you can best believe there's no love lost between these two. When it comes time for scoring for Pie High, it's always left up to Levi Rosenberg. He's one of the usual suspects when it comes to scoring. Check out this patented move. He goes downstairs for this goal. Then later, he showed his versatility with this power slingshot. Check out this. Comes up, and he gathers his speed. He goes top shelf for the goal, right over the Huron netminder. Now, Whit Denson, the Pioneer netminder, pulled off a sweet play here. First, you check out the defense, right? That's what he's known for. Then he gets into the offensive action. He's taking it, wait for it, all the way downfield, gives it up, gets it back, and is he? Oh yeah, a goalie with a goal. Don't see that one too often, right? I know we're gonna see that one in our top plays. The River Rats, they finally cracked the house of Denson with this shorty, but the Rats were no match for the Pioneers, who secured the win 14-1. What?
Latch now finds
No
his
dap
way
on this
in.
goal?
High shot, bottom right, past Hermanson.
Come on, man.
Latch
Left
is a
hand.
sniper out there.
The competition did turn up for Pie High when they met Northville, who came into town. The day looked totally different, bright and shiny, but the same results for their opponents when they went up against Whit Denson. His great use of his cross to block this shot. Even from deep, Denson eyes out the ball. Rosenberg, of course, gets this one past the keeper for Northville for the goal. This would close the gap to 1 for the Pioneers. Denson, though, couldn't believe his own eyes on this call, or even the ref's explanation for this squeaker goal. Northville continued to apply pressure on the Pioneers' defense. You don't see this too often. And the Pioneer coaching staff really pointed out why, if anyone cared to listen. You can even hear some from the stands. The frustration continued for Pie High. Here, after this draw, you can check out Rosenberg, who was caught kind of giving the business to the Northville keeper. Hit him on the noggin. Ooh, that's not cool. That might leave a mark. Would someone check on Denson? He was really nearly shot through the netting on this goal. Northville took home the win. I kind of remember this time of the year. Not too good for teams going up against Pioneer, but this one, not bad for Northville. Okay, this time of the year is when senioritis sets in hard. Up next, our reporter Soleil sits down with Huron senior Graham Baker.
They do kind of translate as much as people think it's completely opposite. Basketball and water polo, kind of the offensive schemes and stuff are kind of the same. So it's nice to kind of play both sports that are kind of the same. But
Pioneers now 28 seconds to go, still only down a bucket. Half-court offense just so electric in this gym right now. Both sides feeding off of each other. And there's Micah Powell for 3 high, and that one rattles in. Are you kidding me?
You know, I'm a person too.
Okay, welcome back. Up next, I am super excited to see our next segment. Our reporter Soleil Pope caught up with a very focused student athlete from Huron who shared his wisdom on the Huron way.
And if you could just put into words the Huron way, just in one word, how would you describe it?
ooh, one word, that's gonna be tough. I don't know if I could do it in one word, but
Okay, if I gave you 2 or 3?
well, one of the parts of the Huron way is having as much enthusiasm for your teammates' success as you are for your own. So I think, I mean, that's not 2 or 3 words, but.
So what growth have you learned just not, being in sports, but as a student as well, and putting those two together?
Right. I think the biggest thing for me is most people think that, like if I'm taking these hard courses or if I'm really focusing on being a student, I'm not going to have enough time to play a sport at a competitive level. But I think it's actually quite the opposite. I think my ability to be able to play a sport has really trained me to use my time wisely and to be able to become an athlete and be a student in the classroom is important to me, but being an athlete really helped me to learn how to approach that.
Especially in your senior paper, I do want to touch on that. The first line, you said you played 23 minutes and 16 seconds. And I think that's very, very important to, point out as being a captain, though you didn't get that playing time or getting anything. But why did you specifically want to point that out and, really help explain that leadership within your paper?
The point for that was that I wasn't playing as much as other players, and that wasn't to say, oh, I should be playing more or I deserve more playing time, but more so that I'm content playing less time, and it's about the team winning. And if everyone has that goal, an object like that, mind-oriented. For example, in the essay I also talked about how when we won the regional championship, I wasn't thinking about, oh, like I wish I played more. Everyone was just thinking about, oh my gosh, we're regional champions. So I think to have that goal oriented from everyone, from even on the bench, and not having goals towards getting your own playing time, but towards winning championships.
Okay, I want to touch a little bit on water polo. Your team placed 5th in the state tournament. You being a captain in your leadership, what was the goal going into that?
I mean, the goal was always to win a state championship. Every time we did a drill, every time we did a sprints, it would be a championship mindset, championship mindset. Over and over, we kept preaching that to the guys and to my team. And I mean, unfortunately, we didn't get there, but I think we learned a lot on the way.
You were all-state MVP, all-season first team, many, many accolades. What drives you so much to just reach that maximum potential that you talked about?
Being pushed by your teammates every day, wanting to do well for them and to push them to be their best and to become the best team possible as a team, not just as an individual, really has helped me to strive for those things.
And also your basketball team, you guys made it to the Final Four this year. Tell me about that journey and just what was going into that for you as a captain, and what are just some things that you said that may have helped them step up?
The difference was in tight games that we played against, like East Lansing. It was a really tight game. I think instead of falling apart and relying back on our individual values, we came together as a team, and that's how we had practiced throughout the practice leading up to the postseason. And one of the drills that I really liked, and I think I told the coach that we should do a little bit more of them, and we did like a couple near the end of the postseason, but it was we shot free throws and we ran for if our teammate missed a free throw. And I think it's easy to understand then, oh, well, I'm gonna get mad at my teammate. Like, he missed a free throw, like, that's terrible, like, he should make that free throw, he's making me run. And that's what's gonna show up in the end of games, is when it gets tough, you're gonna start blaming your teammates. We don't wanna do that. So being able to address that in practice is really important for
taking on these roles of leadership and, being together, creating that unity, putting a structure into different teams. What do you have to say to that person that's sitting on the bench and waiting for that opportunity? Right.
That, in essence, that was me for basketball, right? I think the biggest thing is that if you put yourself first and you look for your own goal oriented, you're not going to get too far. But if everyone buys into the program and everyone agrees to have the same goal, win a championship, then everyone's going to get looked at. If you're looking to get like a scholarship or something, they're looking for players that are going to be on winning teams, and you don't. So I guess keeping that team-oriented goal is really important for success of the team, but then in turn, success for you.
Wow, great chat, Soleil. That was an awesome interview. I mean, Graham is a fantastic player. I've enjoyed covering him when we did our CTN Sports Games of the Week. What do you think is in store in his future?
Definitely success. I will say that's the first and foremost thing, but he's looking to go to MSU, study some mechanical engineering, and also looking to go into coaching. So someday we may just see him on the sidelines as well.
Wow, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, you set the bar kind of high. What else, some of these special segments, can we expect to see from you?
Well, I'm not so sure yet, but this is opening up to our coaches and players. If you would like to be featured and highlighted, definitely contact us at 5th Quarter.
Okay, don't go anywhere. Quick break, and we'll be right back with our 5th Quarter Top 10 Plays.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Okay, welcome back. First, let's check out this goal from Huron in their soccer match. And it's kind of a hard to watch, but you can see a goal. Somebody hits the back of the net. You can see the Huron players in green start to cheer. Number 9, we go to the diamond, and this is where Cass Tech causes all kinds of issues on the rundown play. He's safe. First baseman safe. Second baseman safe. Not sure that's the way you dial it up. You probably want to get somebody out, right? Okay, let's go to hard court on number, I think this is 7, and that's the Pioneer Ace. That was a quick one there. Now back onto the lacrosse field, where this goal out deep and hard. Going downstairs with that one. Now this one takes some patience. You have to wait and wait and wait. And then look at that shot. Oh my gosh. I mean, Whit Denson usually stops everything. Kudos to you, Northville. That doesn't happen often. Now over to the hard court, we watched this rally on our 5th play from Huron. Johnson coming in and just dropping that one in for the win for the Rats. Okay, our next play goes right back to
down there, and he's going to try to come in.
Rosenberg. This shot here. He puts every inch and
Audie Price was the guy he was
in
looking
his
for.
body.
I think that was good.
Too short? Too small? What was that? What was that celly? We need to see that celebration again. He had another one too, right? What was this other? It's in the DNA. Okay, when you get a penalty kick in soccer, it's special, right? You better find the back of the net. And that's what Greenhills, I'm sorry, that's Gabriel Richard finding the back of the net. Now to the Raptorium we go. Watch this play, our number 2 play. Oh my goodness. Look at Keegan Monahan with the backhanded flip for the goal. Yeah, you'll get your own hero shot for that. Okay, you waited for number 1, right? How many times do you see a goalie score a goal? First, he does his real job playing some defense. Now, Whit Denson takes the ball full court. I think they call it court. And he gives it away and gets it back. That's called a give and go, folks. And that's a goal from a goalie. Our number 1 play of this week.
And it looks like that was
By number 1, Whit Denson.
All right, folks, that was a fantastic show. I'd love to thank everyone, but I don't have enough time. We ran out of time. So you're just going to have to watch the credits and watch us online at YouTube. And if you're a coach out there, contact me. You'll see the Gmail account. We want to cover your games. Until next time, I'm Kevin Bryant. See you later.